Hi there. Today we are going to quickly talk about rental reimbursement in Hong Kong and how that works for the company and for staff and why it is worthwhile doing. So first of all, it's a very tax efficient part of remuneration. It doesn't cost the company anything extra to do apart from in administration, and it is probably the biggest tax planning that an employee can have. There is various admin that needs to be done around it. There is some reporting to the IRD about it, especially towards the end of the year. But importantly, it is available to all staff, whether expat or local, and that is different to some other jurisdictions. So the practical terms of what it is the employer will reimburse the rent paid by a staff member that they're paying for their residence, whether that be a hotel, a serviced apartment, or indeed a flat. Technically, it can also be paid directly to the landlord by the employer. We see that as less relevant and less likely nowadays. Not many employers want to take the liability of a flat onto their balance sheet. So generally, this is a refund made to the staff. The benefit of this to the staff member is a rental value is added to their income. And importantly, their income isn't the gross amount that they're paid. It is the gross amount less the rental refund element that they're paid. Now, if they have a residential unit, whether that be a house, a serviced apartment, a flat, it's 10%. If it's 2 rooms in a hotel or similar, it's 8%, and 1 room, it's 4%. So a worked example of this. So let's say there's an annual salary of $600,000. On the left here, we have its salary only. So very simply, that comes straight down to be a taxable salary of $600,000. If, however, that salary is split between a rental refund of $240 and an annual salary of $360, so that adds up to $600,000 in cash terms. So their salary is the $360 a year, and then on top of that salary, there's a rental refund of $240. Well, the taxable salary is $360. The rental value, let's assume it's a flat, is 10% of that. So $360,000 times 10% is $36,000. Add those together, we get $396,000 compared to the $600,000. So you can see we've got around a 30-something percent less taxable income. And depending on where the tax brackets are this year and allowances, etc., that's probably around 50 to 60% less tax payable by the staff member. Now, Hong Kong is a low tax jurisdiction, but that is still, I think, a good benefit to give people and makes it very attractive for attracting talent as such. The administration requirements are light, but they are needed. The employer must show control. So you should have terms in the employment agreement. You should be able to see the lease agreement. You should ask for the rental receipts or see evidence of the payments made and any other relevant documents. So perhaps the lease was increased in value. Well, you should see the documents around that. Importantly, there should be a clearly defined system in place which ranks the employees entitled to rental reimbursements and such like. Essentially, that's the staff manual. You just need a paragraph in the staff manual that says these are the people that are entitled to it and this is what they're entitled to. Now, none of that has to be filed to the IRD, but as part of the IR56B, which you may recall happens annually just after March, you do declare this on people's tax forms. So an example disclosure is here. This is actually taken straight from the IRD's website. I've made the note there again because I see this mistake made very frequently. The salary you put on the IR56 is not the total cash that you've paid to them for the year, to the staff member. It is the cash less the amount of that cash that's the rental benefit. At the bottom half of this slide, we have the example from the IRD. So you have to disclose the address. You disclose what it is. So it's a house, a hotel, etc. The period provided. So if they've changed address during the year, you might have 2 or more addresses on here. And then we've got some boxes to the right where it's rent paid to the landlord by the employer. That's the company paying for the rent directly. The rent paid to the landlord by the employee. So that's how much rent did the staff member pay the landlord. And then we say the rent refunded to the employee by the employer. So that it is exactly what it says. So essentially the housing allowance or similar paid through to the staff member. That's it. So this is a very effective method to give value to staff. You do need to ensure there's no double dipping. So if 2 people are on the lease agreement, only one of them can claim this. Make sure the documentation is in place in case you're audited by the IRD. And again, make sure you don't double count the salary and the housing benefit on the IR56 forms. That's it. As always, any questions, please feel free to let me know. Thank you.